GTA Vice City came out in 2006, and especially in today's day and age is one of the most talked about GTA games ever, and that is because next year GTA 6 will be coming out, and we know that the open world of GTA 6 will be set in Vice City. Obviously it will be a completely different open world, but I decided to play GTA Vice City for the first time in my entire life and review it on this channel, whether it is worth it or not. So if you have not played GTA Vice City and are thinking about actually playing it, or want to hear my opinion on the game, this video is more than for you. I really want to start off with talking about my favorite part about the whole game, which is the open world of GTA Vice City. In my opinion, Vice City's map is so good that it was far ahead of its time, especially compared to GTA 3, which had an okay open world, but the difference to this one is how densely packed it is with personality. In GTA Vice City you have so many different areas, and each of those areas has its own vibe, whether it is flashy and glitzy Ocean Beach or Washington Beach or grimy little Haiti. You know, those small parts of the city really are so different to one another that in my opinion the world just feels much bigger than it truly is. And the 80s aesthetic and the soundtrack really bring the world alive like few games ever, especially that are set in this time period. And I said soundtrack, obviously this game doesn't have a proper soundtrack like most other games do. It has a main theme, but what makes this game so special are the soundtracks in the radio, so the radio stations, because they feature actual music from the 80s, and it just adds to this whole Miami Vice vibe, to be honest. You really feel while driving through Miami or through Vice City, which is, you know, based on Miami, one could say. You really feel the 80s aesthetic, and it really didn't get old for me, and I made a whole video talking about the open world of GTA Vice City and what made it so special, so you can definitely check that one out if you're interested. And for its age, the game is extremely immersive in my opinion, because you know, you got the vehicles, the pedestrians and the little details, which really makes the open world feel surprisingly alive and immersive. In my opinion, much more immersive than GTA 3, and it is a way bigger upgrade than I would have expected. Obviously this is the remastered version, but I still looked up the original and it wasn't that bad, but nowadays you can only get the remastered version on all the bigger platforms, so that is the one that you play. There are some minor things that I would say I didn't quite like about the map. I would still say that the world interactions are very limited and the AI behaviors are very outdated, one could say, and especially what I noticed very quickly is how empty the world feels sometimes. Like, you got some parts of the city that really feel alive, but especially in the mall, like it was daytime and there was literally nobody in the mall. It felt so weird to play that way. I can show you a clip of it right here, but I didn't understand it, and it felt uncomfortable almost with no NPCs, even though it sounds weird because it's a single player game, but the NPCs really make a huge difference in order to make a world feel alive. And other parts of the game, like Little Haiti for example, really are packed much more, but things like the mall really made me cringe in all honesty for the couple of minutes that I was in there, and I wanted to get out of there pretty quickly. But all in all, I gotta say the open world of the game really surprised me, and the atmosphere and charm make up for its size and simplicity. The game's open world is still very iconic in today's day and age, almost 20 years after its release. And obviously on the horizon we got GTA 6. I'm so hyped for this game, especially after playing GTA Vice City, and also for the open world, to see how Vice City has changed compared to GTA Vice City from 26. Now regarding to the story of GTA Vice City, I gotta say Vice City's story is really a classic rise to power mafia tale inspired by games like Scarface or Miami Vice. You know, I won't spoil anything here, but I can just say in the couple of minutes, you know, you're in a mafia gang pretty much, and something happens and you're on your own and you build your own empire as the game continues. Tommy Vercetti, the protagonist of the game, is a really charismatic and very memorable protagonist in my opinion. And thank God the protagonist speaks in the game, because I hate when protagonists didn't speak. I talked about that in GTA 3, where the protagonist didn't speak. It felt so weird sometimes. That was definitely one thing that I liked very much about Vice City, that I actually chose a protagonist that does talk. But they had some other members in the cast that were really supportive of Tommy Vercetti. You know, you got Lance Vance, Ken Rosenberg, and some, let me tell you, very over-the-top villains. They really make the game interesting in my opinion. They got some cinematic cutscenes with really great voice acting for its time. You know, they get all of the different accents, they know how they would react and how they would talk in the game, so I was very surprised by that. And the story had some very big cliffhangers and some very huge surprises. You know, it features some stuff, well, let me tell you, that you do not expect at all. Right until the end, you really have a lot of betrayal, you have a lot of nuances, a lot of stuff happening that you wouldn't expect, and the story really did get a bit predictable in the end, but throughout the whole game I didn't really know what was happening next. There were some things that I didn't quite enjoy about the story. I found some characters of the game very cartoonish, not really deep, but maybe that's also what they wanted to achieve with them. And the story after playing it really felt like you may have played a game like this before, because I've watched a lot of movies regarding that topic, like, as I said, Scarface or 3 Decades in the Mafia. So some of the things that you see in the game you already know from a lot of movies. It's really a timeless gangster narrative that still holds on, and in my opinion produced definitely a better story than GTA 3 did, and still worth playing today. Now the last part that I really want to talk about is the gameplay. Now, regarding the gameplay of GTA Vice City, you really have a mix of driving, shooting, managing businesses that really keeps things varied. Obviously this is a GTA game, so we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into, but the driving in the game is just so much fun. Obviously the open world really allows the driving to be fun, because it's created in this great and atmospheric, charismatic way. You got tons of vehicles, from sports cars to helicopters, that are very fun to use, but use themselves completely different. You have some side activities like rampages, hidden packages, property management, that kind of add a bit of replayability, but really make you want to explore the world more, because after some time you actually purchase your own stuff in the open world, your own apartments, your own real estate, which then gives you money in return. But sometimes I felt quite lost, I gotta say, because you did have the story of the game, as I talked about a couple of minutes ago, but then sometimes as I was driving and looking down to the minimap, there was literally nothing that I could do. And I was driving for like 15-20 minutes and I didn't know what was going on and if I had already completed the game. But then I got to check it out and I had to do some other side activities first before actually continuing with the story. And there was something that I had no idea about. And if I didn't have access to the internet, I probably would have ended the game, because I thought I might have completed it. So that was one thing that I think the developers could have really written somewhere down, because it was quite confusing in my opinion. The shooting mechanics, so they feel quite clunky, especially by today's standard. Auto aim is very awkward, I gotta say, and when you're driving some of the cars, they really can feel quite stiff and unforgiving, which is a good and a bad thing. The mission design is quite old school, so you can expect some few very frustrating trial and error moments, especially when you have to jump from rooftop to rooftop with a motorcycle. I think I had to replay this mission 3 times or something. But if you're patient, this game has a very nice and fun gameplay. If you're not expecting a game from 2023, a modern game, you know, obviously the gameplay is quite dated because it is as old as it is. But still, for me, it was quite a lot of fun, even with the couple of bad things that I encountered. So now, all in all, was GTA Vice City worth it in 2025? My honest answer, yes. It is a different answer than in GTA 3, I know, but the 80s atmosphere, the soundtracks, they're really unmatched. I've never seen something like that in a video game, and it really makes you feel like you're in the 80s. The map is compact but full of charm and memorable locations. Tommy Vercetti is a way better protagonist than from GTA 3. The story of it is also quite iconic, with some cliffhangers and some changes that you wouldn't expect, and it's still kind of a piece of gaming history. Experiencing it lets you kind of appreciate how much GTA has also evolved. You gotta keep some things in mind though. The controls and shooting feel very dated, especially compared to modern games, and some missions, I gotta tell you guys, they will be very frustrating, especially with, you know, those old school difficulty spikes. And the graphics, even in the definitive edition, won't impress anyone. Even though the atmosphere, the lighting and the open world impressed me very much, but you cannot expect perfect character models, shadows and stuff like that. But if you go into GTA Vice City with a realistic expectation, also understanding that it's a product of its time, it can literally deliver one of the most memorable open world experiences you have experienced in the last couple of years. I'm sure of that. And if you're a fan of GTA, open world games, 80s nostalgia, Vice City, it is definitely worth it in 2025, especially as a chance to experience the roots of the series. So, as you know, I'm very honest with my reviews and what I recommend, what I don't recommend. But even with GTA 6 coming out next year, I think playing this game is a must, in all honesty. I want you guys to play this game before GTA 6 comes out. It really will be worth your time. The couple of hours that I did spend in the game, it was a fun time spent. And for the price, I think it is a fair price, especially on sale. So, in my opinion, I gotta say, GTA Vice City, I would definitely recommend this game for anyone in 2025. But now I'm interested in hearing your opinions for the people that have played GTA Vice City. What are your thoughts on the game, especially in today's day and age? And for those of you who haven't, what is holding you back in order to try it? Especially as I told you, GTA 6 is coming out, but I'm playing GTA San Andreas now, and I'll be reviewing that game soon and comparing some of the GTA games to one another. So don't forget to subscribe if you're also a fan of open world games to not miss any videos. Alright guys, that was it from me in today's video. I wish you all an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.